Alright, welcome back to another G Auto Repair YouTube video. And today I'm going to be reviewing and using one of these new connectors that I bought from Amazon. Something relatively new that I personally have discovered. It may have been here around for a while now, I'm not sure. But it's supposed to solder and seal the wire all in one shot, versus the traditional solderless connector. You gotta crimp them and you gotta, you know, obviously you gotta peel the wire and whatnot, and then crimp the ends to it. And then if it's a wire, if it's a waterproof, then you gotta heat shrink it. But this is an all-in-one. Never used it before, don't know if it works good, don't know anything about it. It's the first time I'll be using it, and kind of excited to find out, see if it really works so I can use it more often. So I'm gonna do one live and we're gonna see. It's supposed to be pretty straightforward. You know, you got your two ends here, you strip them, and then you insert the appropriate size connector. Then I think you could just put them like this together and apply the heat. But I'm thinking, let's try it like this, see what happens. Let's see what happens. Maybe make sure it's in there first. Just like that. And then let's apply the heat and see what happens. See what all the hype is about. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Maybe I didn't put enough heat. I think that's what it was, because pretty sure I saw some solder running through there. And no, I'm not convinced yet anyways. Let me make another cut here. Let's try it again. I don't like the way this is a brand new little harness that I took from an assembly, but I don't like the way it looks though. It looks dark, like it's corroded almost. Huh. Okay. Let me clean this up a little bit and see what happens. Okay, so let's try this again. I've kind of cleaned this up a little bit. See what happens. And then finally what I'll do is I'll just twist them together and then do it that way. Maybe that works a lot better. Let me cut this end off. Separate this end so it won't push them apart. Alright, so both are like that. Okay, and now we're going to apply heat. You guys can see that. So the heat shrink works pretty well. What I'm questioning is the solder part is what I'm questioning. And of course the TV always makes it more. Bring this up a little bit. The TV always makes it more appealing. Letting it cool down for a little bit. Oh, no. It definitely has solder. Let me see, make sure you guys can see that. It definitely has solder, but I think it's the wiring. I think it's the wiring. It looks too corroded or whatnot. Let me try a different method here. All right, so we're back. I got a new piece of wire just to test wire. I got rid of that little harness. I don't know, I just didn't like the way the copper was looking on the wiring. It looked really corroded and stuff. I sanded it down a little bit, but it still, in my opinion, was still questionable. So let's try it again. Now I'm trying one of the red ones because this is a thinner. Oh, I dropped it. This is a thinner wire. I'll just get another one. These came in a kit of like 100, 150, and 250, and different sizes. So I got a 250. It wasn't that much of a difference from the smaller one, so I figured, if it works, then great, you know. I mean, let's see how I can. Like I said, I just want to put them together like this and see if that'll hold good, and then I'll do the other technique that I sometimes use. Okay, well, this is never gonna go in here because that red part there was kind of not right. All right, so we got both of them in there. Okay, now we're just going to, oops, we're just gonna go ahead and apply the heat. Apply the heat there. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I just saw all the solder kind of spread in there. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera. We're gonna let it cool down a little bit.
Want me to get you a cup with ice water?
No. So the heat shrink works pretty well in my opinion. It works pretty well in my opinion. I'm just curious to see how well this works here. The actual solder. Okay, I think it's cooled down long enough. Huh. Well, yeah, I reckon that worked. But you know what? Let's check continuity, make sure we got something good going on. All right, so I'm back with the with my voltmeter, ohm voltmeter. I just want to check continuity across the repair that we just made. There we go. Okay, and there we go. I should put the little sound there. So that right there is a pretty good connection. So I'm surprised it does work. But obviously with any solder, the wire does need to be clean, as with any soldering job.
Turn it off.
For some reason, I don't know what the deal is with this wire. I'll show you guys here briefly. Brand new. This came off of a whatchamacallit, a fan assembly. It's just an optional adapter that it has. But you can see how ugly that wire looks. So I don't know what to say on that. So I guess that's why it wasn't sticking. Let's try it again. Let's do another one. But this time let's use a different technique and see if it righty. So we're back. I got a little bit longer wire, so obviously you would slide this in first. They got these little different color things here. I'm not sure if that serves an extra purpose or just for identification purposes, but sometimes they make sticking in the wire a little difficult. So I'm just trying to simulate this as best as possible to what we'll run into in the field. And we know that the wiring is not always going to be the cleanest, it's not going to be the easiest to get to. You know, everything here in the classroom setting, as we say, it's perfect in theory, but in reality it might not be that way. So I just kind of twisted them together. I'm going to put this here. Okay. And now I'm going to apply the heat. Okay. And there the solder has melted. I hope this gets caught in the camera. I'm using my GoPro, and I know GoPros aren't the best for close-up shots. We're gonna let that warm up, or cool off, should I say, just a little bit before we start tugging on it. And there we have it. We have a good connection. Now we're gonna test it with the ohm meter just to make sure and see what the dealio is. Where's it off? No. There we go. Hear the beeping. There we go. It's a good connection there. Huh?
Lifting it.
I'm really tugging on it. So I'm pleased with this. I really am. I can't wait to see it in the real world, where you're in tight spaces and the wiring is not the cleanest. But it made a good connection, and it's relatively easy. You just put it, you don't gotta crimp anything, you just make the connection, you put the solder there in the middle, you heat it up, and it will melt. Not bad. So the first test was garbage, I guess, because the wiring was garbage. So can't really knock the product down. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll let you guys know how it works in real life, in actual action, and we'll hopefully catch it on video when that happens. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video. Ciao.